You know what I think? For real. Really, I'm almost certain of this. We have got to have a chess story. A chess story. A really, really good, I would say almost incredible. I could find a fantastically enlightening game. I could do a great chess story, happy little game. That's it. That's it. You want nirvanic, enlightening chess. A happy little chess game from the Happy Little Backyard Professor. We could show a happy little chess game. A happy little chess game. Welcome back to the Backyard Professor Chess videos. I am here to stupidify the world. Okay, cut that first part, start over. Welcome to the Backyard Professor Chess videos. I am here today to stupidify the world. We are going to share a happy little chess game of two happy little kingdoms. A white kingdom with a king and a queen and all the courtiers and the little army minions, and the other second kingdom with its own king and queen and happy little bishops and the Lipizaners and the rooks and their nice little foot soldiers. So we have a story to tell, and it's going to be a happy little story because the one kingdom wanted to visit the other kingdom. And so let's see what happens between these two wonderful kingdoms. The little soldier goes out into the forest and he's looking around in the paths and he's trying to find this other kingdom. He says, I know it's here. In the meantime, unbeknownst to this little guy in the forest, the Lipizaner with Sir Galahad on the majestic steed is out taking a sunny day ride, right? And so the little soldier was lonely, so he got on his cell phone and he said, yo, hey, Bubba, would you like to come for a walk with me? We can pick daisies and we can enjoy our day. And his friend said, sure, but he couldn't walk quite as fast as his buddy here, so he was always lagging behind. But at least they were happily together, enjoying the beautiful day. And then, all of a sudden, another fellow foot soldier from the other kingdom approached this little fellow who was out picking daisies and picking his nose, and he said, halt! Who goes there? And this little guy was so scared, he just stopped dead in his tracks. And so things are getting pretty hairy. So he hollers in fright, and lo and behold, Bishop Wilberforce comes to the rescue, and he says, don't worry, buddy, I've got your back, I'll protect you. And he was very, very happy and grateful that he did that. Now, Lancelot didn't want to be riding out in the fields all by himself on his majestic Lipizaner, so he called Sir Engelbert on his Clydesdale, and he came out to join Lancelot on his Lipizaner with his Clydesdale, and they decided they were going to have a fine day of riding. Well, this kingdom also has fine horsemen, and the horseman on this kingdom asked the majestic queen, would you mind if I go for a ride today? It's such a beautiful sunny day. And so he did, and he started off on his ride. And he said, good morning to you, Mr. Bishop. And Mr. Bishop said, good morning to you, Mr. Knight. Now, this guy on his Lipizzaner, no, this is the Clydesdale. Sorry, boy, don't get the Lipizzaner and Clydesdale confused. It really ties their tails up in knots. He decided he was going to go gallivanting and race his noble steed. And so he's way out here in the field, running around, exercising his horse, having a good old time, kicking up mud clods, you know. It was after a rain. It was rainy over in this part of the kingdom, so kind of muddy and slippery there. The bishop decided, man, that stupid knight is tearing up the field. I'm going to go complain to the king. And so he calls the king and he says, hey, dude, your knight out here is really making a mess of our lovely world. What are you going to do about that? And the noble foot soldier says, hey, back off. The king is a little busy. He's in the castle right now with his little lady and they're cooking lunch. So, you know, cool it. And the bishop said, oh, well, excuse me. I guess I'll just go over here and stand here and watch this knight try to exercise somewhat, right? And then the queen got word about the horse up here, out here, tearing up the land, and about the other kingdom's bishop coming up here and almost excommunicating this guy for destroying the earth. And so she came out and she was livid. And she said, listen, to the bishop, she said, my knight has a right to exercise his horse out here. You just go home. I've had it with you. You guys are always causing trouble for us. Every time we want to come out and enjoy our day, you guys always try to ruin it. I'm not going to put up with it today. And so what happened here was the other foot soldier said, hey, you can't pick on my bishop. You can't pick on my bishop. I have sins to confess before I die so that I may make it to heaven, and I don't want you picking on my bishop. So I'm going to try to stab your Clydesdale. And it really made the knight mad. It really did. And he said, oh, really? Well, in that case, I'm going to go complain to your king. I'm going to turn you in for insubordinational unfriendliness. And so the knight came over here and started complaining to the king. And he said, check this out, king. Your little snot-nosed foot soldier is really insulting me, and your queen is insulting my bishop. What are you going to do about that? And the king said, well, I think I have to go consult over here with my other knight on his steed. He's in the stables. He's shoeing the horse. So I'm going to have to go consult about this. Okay? And so pretty soon, Sir Galahad, oh no, that was Lancelot, wasn't it? Lancelot on his Lipizzaner said, you know, he's getting to run his horse all around, and he's kind of having fun picnic-friendly relations with these guys. I think I'll come and pay him a visit too. So he gets going on his horse, and he's really riding, and he's coming over so that he can visit this kingdom also. However, the king's foot soldier misunderstood. He was scared. He said, oh my gosh, the kingdom's under attack. This guy's going way too fast. I better put a halt to him. Whoa, horse, hold on, pal. Where do you think you're going? And he said, listen, I have just about had it with you guys being rude to my queen and my partner on his horse. Yes, he was out there tearing up the dirt and the ground, but so what? You haven't planted carrots out there yet, so what the heck? So he actually kicked this foot soldier out of the kingdom. And that really torqued people off. They said, wait a minute. And he goes, check this out, king. Our queen is over here consulting with your bishop, and the bishop's been a haughty son of a gun, and you've been insulting my other riding partner. Now, you just check this out. You've got to shape up, or you're going to be in big trouble. And the king says, well, in that case, let me consult with both of you and let's try to work out this problem, because we can't have such unfriendly relations going on here. We are two kingdoms in the same land. We've got to get along, right? And the other knight said, oh yeah? Well, your wife, the queen, sent a letter to our queen and she insulted her, so I am going to take her life. And he killed the poor king's wife. And there was lamentation throughout the land. They said, no, not the queen. And so now people are really getting mad, and the king draws his sword and he slices the head off of the Lipizzaner, destroys the knight, the gallant steed. And now the queen is really furious. She said, that was one of my best horses. I raised him from when he was knee-high to a grasshopper. You little snot. So she takes his bishop and she says, you better check your anger, pal, because I'm going to check my forces if you don't watch yourself. You are really way out of line. And of course, the king's little brother, who was a foot soldier, he started from the ground up and he's working like a grunt through the ranks. Soon he wants to become a gallant steed riding guy. He comes up here and he says, listen, babe, I've about had it with you sassing my brother. You back off, man. I may be little, but I'm tough. I carry a deadly poisoned knife. Don't make me stab you with this. And she goes, oh my gosh. And so she backs off and she runs away. It scared her. And so the question now is, the king says, you know what? I have let your Clydesdale eat all of the grass in this area, and I don't have any more grass for any of my knights, so I think you ought to just scram. Vamoose, get out of here. So the king is going to come after the knight. And the bishop of this group said, hold on, king, wait a minute, hold it. Before you do get rid of him, can I at least get a confession out of him? Because, quite frankly, he's been of really good service. And if we don't get a deathbed confession from him, you know, he may, sorry, but he may go to the bad place because he's a little bit of a gambler and drinks a little bit too much, you know. So you just hold on. Let me talk to him first before you get your panties in a wad, right? And the other foot soldier told the bishop, he said, hey, you watch who you're talking to. You show a little proper respect, or so help me, I'm going to pull out my Swiss Army knife, and I'm going to pull out the spoon, and I'm going to pick your nose with it, and I'm going to go right up your nose, up into your skull if you don't stop this, right? And the bishop goes, oh my goodness, that's a pretty vicious thing to say. In the meantime, though, the bishop kind of got stuck. He had tripped over a log, and he was stuck in that area because he sprained his ankle. And so the knight said, never fear, I am here. I am going to come up, and I am going to take care of this. And so the knight was threatening that little punk who was threatening that poor wounded bishop. And it wasn't a nice thing at all. Well, the king was being checked out by the bishop, and the bishop said, in checking through this, I think you guys need to mellow out, or we're going to take your kingdom over. And the king said, please show mercy. And the bishop said, well, I have to check into things, otherwise I'm not going to be able to stop my kingdom from taking over your kingdom. And so the king said, okay, hold on. I'm going to go back, hide up into my castle. And because the king was running away to hide in his well-fortified castle, and he wasn't going to get caught, and therefore this problem was going to be perpetual throughout all time, the gallant knight on the steed said, check this out, mate. We've decided that you're not worthy to have this kingdom. Therefore, we're taking over. So thanks for watching the Backyard Professor Chess videos. there's your happy little story with a happy little ending of a happy little knight taking over a happy little kingdom.